So, Mayor, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. Much like every year, I like having you towards the end to give us a year in review of Parry Sound, and it's been a very interesting year, hasn't it?
It's been, interesting is one way of putting it, yes. Certainly Parry Sound itself, we've got a number of projects on the go. And, phase three of Granite Harbor on the waterfront is underway. About a month and a half ago, I understood that there were only 6 units left to sell in the complex, so that's good. The Gardens of Parry Sound is putting another 34 units in there, and my understanding is that most of them are spoken for as well. We've done reconstruction on Prospect Street and Wabick Street. Wabick Street will start next year. We're also doing work on Macklem and Dennis, that particular area. We're putting sewer and water and storm sewer into that particular spot, and so that we can service several lots in there. There's about 20 lots altogether.
Oh, wow.
So more housing, which is really needed. We had also upgrades on Isabella Street towards St. Peter's School and Parry Sound Public School. So part of it was done this year. The rest of it will be done next year. But overall, we're under a fair bit of construction, which is good. It's progress. It's upgrading. And, we're certainly hoping that new things will happen with regard to that as it goes along. More housing, more business. One of the businesses that opened up this year in the downtown area was Trestle Brewery. And they have done an amazing job, like absolutely an amazing job. And their product is a great product, and it's certainly spread through some LCBOs and Sobeys, which is great. And of course, they're selling out of the unit, the location that they have. They've got a great location along the river, and great food, excellent beer, and just it's doing really, really well. Yeah.
You talked about some of the infrastructure that's being done this past year that had been done more for next year. So what are you hoping now for the next year? With the new council, is there going to be more investments? Is there going to be more businesses opportunities? What is your goal now for the next year?
Well, actually, over the next 4 years, I mean, we've hired a new EDO, and I must say that he is really working hard to pull stuff in, and he's got a few really, really good irons in the fire right now. We just can't share what they are.
Fair.
I mean, we have to respect the business people that are involved in this, and they want to keep it quiet for right now. But he's been working with the CINO office as well, and the airport to try and pull more business in, and he's doing what everyone would expect him to do, and that is to get out there, shake the bushes, find out what's there, bring them in, let's talk to them, see what we can do. So we've got he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. I mean, we had a delegation from Europe here, which he brought in.
Oh, wow.
And they're all business people looking for opportunity, and that's something that we want to keep here is opportunity and keep that growing. So that one thing that was loud and clear during the election was there are people that certainly support a wellness center pool complex. So we're hoping that now that the councils are all sworn in, that we can begin that process again and start involving people and finding out more of the details that we need to know. We partnered with Carling Township on a piece of property. We'll see if it fits. We hope that it would. It's in a pretty good location. We got it at a really good price. So, let's see where this goes and what we can do, because when we take a look at what we have here, and I'll use Huntsville, and Bracebridge and Gravenhurst as well. Those are amalgamated municipalities that have come together through the district association, and all those communities have a recreation complex like that of some kind and a pool. And there are a number of people from the Parry Sound area, not just in Parry Sound itself, but the whole area, that are traveling to those 3 locations to use their facilities.
Wow.
So what is the one thing that we're missing out of this whole puzzle that we need? And that is it. If we want to attract young professionals, their families, the medical, like doctors, it is high on their priority list to make sure that they have facilities like that for the opportunity for their children and the families themselves. I've had people come up to me that are looking at retiring, that are doing business or whatever in the area right now, and they have the big thing is if we get something like that, they'd love to stay. But if they don't, then they're going to go someplace else where they have those facilities. So the condominiums are working, the retirement residents are working, we're looking at new business and opportunity. Right now we're in a position where we have more jobs out there in the area than what we have people to fill them. So the reality is anybody that wants to work right now is working.
Okay.
And the jobs are there, and they're decent paying jobs, a number of them. So it's not all just, $14 an hour jobs. I mean, there's some really, really good jobs in the healthcare profession and that sort of thing as well.
So then what do you think is, you talk about the successes, so what do you think poses as that challenge? How do we get more people to come up to Parry Sound to live, work, play here, to fill those jobs? Is that something that is going to be a priority within 2019, in the next year, next 4?
Well, that's why we're working on some of the housing, like to try and pull those housing opportunities together so we can do that. Because there are businesses right now that are bringing van loads of workers up from Barrie to work in their establishments, because we just don't have enough here to be able to do it. It's good to know that there's jobs out there, which is great. But we need to work further on the housing aspect of it to begin to pull that together and get more housing and affordable type housing, because not everybody can afford a condominium or a home, that sort of thing. Habitat for Humanity just put up a new duplex, which is really, really good. So there's 2 families there that have put their sweat equity into a new place to live. And so it's projects like that keep building the community to make it that better place to live. Absolutely. So we're pretty pleased with how things are going. We've got a new council. Certainly, there's 4 that returned and 2 new councillors. So I'm pretty pleased with the way that council shaped up, and I hope the community is as well. I certainly appreciated the support that the community gave me in this 3rd term. Very pleased with that. And, we're going to try to move forward. I mean, this is the place where I grew up. So I'm pretty proud of this community, and anywhere I go, especially with this new role with AMO, or now with AMO 2, I'm also on the Federation of Canadian Municipalities Board. Anywhere I go, Parry Sound is mentioned, and it's foremost, front and center. So we've got a big opportunity to promote this community and to make this the best that we possibly can have here. So that's my goal, and I know that's council's goal too. They want to have the best town for people to live in, and we'll just keep working at that. And I'm hoping that we can just keep working through, because there are a number of things coming down the pipeline that I think people are going to be very pleased about. And the one thing too is that not everything, and we take a pretty broad outlook, in town here. We support the industrial park in Carling, we support the airport in Seguin. There's a number of economic development issues that we support. We realize that what's good for them is also good for us. I mean, as a regional center, we have to realize that. And my hope is, and we continue, that they also realize that what's good for the town is good for them as well.
Yep.
So we need to keep working together. We need to keep building together and provide that opportunity.
Well, here's for a great 2019.
Yeah.
So I guess on that note, do you have, I mean, to end things off here, I always give you an opportunity for a greeting, Happy New Year, Christmas. You can look straight at the camera. You can look at me. You can do whatever you want. What's that message you want to send to your constituents here?
Well, certainly to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate, and all the best in 2019. And we'll hope that we can work together to build this community into the best that it can be. And, you know, I'm waiting for the next census, because with the number of people that we've had move into the community, I want to get that sign changed out there, because, I mean, we were just at 6,408 in the last census, and that's in 2015. So another couple of years, we already know that we've gone past that amount of 6,500. It's just a case of verifying that with Statistics Canada or Census Canada to make sure that we know what that number is, because they won't allow us to change the sign unless we have those numbers. So all the best to everybody. Wishing everyone a great and prosperous holidays and New Year. And thank you to Cogeco or Your TV for all the work that you've done in getting the news out there in certainly the Parry Sound Muskoka area, and we appreciate your efforts in doing that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Thanks so
Christmas.
much.